Well, good morning, YouTubers. I hope y'all are having a fabulous day today. I am. I heard something on the radio years ago where these psychologists were talking about happiness and what makes people happy. And they were saying stuff like that when you're expecting something good to happen, when you're in that place in your life, not where wonderful things have happened, but where wonderful things are gonna happen and you're looking forward to them, that's when you're the happiest that you ever are. And yesterday I went to a car show. It was fabulous. I had a valve stem that the hubcap was on there in such a way that it made a little tiny cut in the valve stem, and probably over time it somehow happened. So I had a slow leak on a tire, and it was a great car show. There was some nice people there, the Dyers, and they've got a garage literally around the corner from where we were all at, and they said, come over to the garage and we'll air up your tire and you can get on home. And I did. And so today I'm sitting here and I've got a flat tire, but I'm happy. I'm really happy because out in the garage I've got some Krager mags. I've got some nice wheels with those spun aluminum hubcaps that Mike had on the car, the Studebaker that I got from him. I got a good looking big Krager 8-inch wheel with a big tire on it, and I always felt like this Chrysler should have bigger tires. So, and I've got some of those tires, some of those wheels are Chevy lug nut, which is 5 3/4, I think, or 5 1/2 maybe, and the Ford lug nuts are 5 1/4. Anyway, the Ford and the Chevy won't fit each other, but they make adapters to go from one, and I've got some adapters. So I'm thinking this is a great opportunity, something to look forward to take that tire off and put something else on the front of it to see how it looks, to see how it drives and all of that. And really, that's a good looking tire. I mean, this thing it's got a ton of rubber on it and all. I could even I got some old Krager clones out there. I could take one of those Krager clones, like a Rocket wheel or a Western wheel, and it's all corroded up. But you know, one time before, I had some corroded up wheels like that, and I sprayed some. Somebody said get some of that Plasti Dip paint. I sprayed some of that on there, and then they said paint over that, and it'll cover up all the crapped up looking corroded aluminum, and that worked out great. So I could do something like that right here. I could put Kragers on the back, put those fake Kragers up here, literally take these tires off and put them on those two Kragers. These are 15-inch wheels, by the way, which is, you see how big that car is. To have 15-inch wheels is almost a little weird, don't you think? I mean, you'd at least expect they would be, did I say 15s or 14s? They're 14-inch wheels and tires, which seems small to me. 15-inch would be what I would expect to see on a car that big. So anyway, I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the rat rod. That gets me into a whole nother subject, and I'm not going to go there yet. I'm going to do one thing at a time. First thing I'm going to do is take off this black shirt because the sun is shining. It's a little hot-ish. Maybe take off this black hat too. And then we'll come back and we'll see what I do next. And we'll be happy. Because this is the day that God has made, and it's a darn good one. Amen. Hallelujah. Okay, options. Here's one. I could put a valve stem in that original wheel and put it back on there, or this tire will fit on this wheel and this wheel will fit here. Now, the reason I mention that is because if I put this wheel on the front of Mike's Studebaker, it won't fit because it hits the disc brake part. If you look right here, you see these are worn here, and that's because someone put this on a car that wouldn't fit. Some of these wheels won't fit on a car with disc brakes because they hit this part right up here. I'm thinking you're looking at that. But I could put these tires on these wheels and put these wheels on the front here, and they would fit, and they do not scrub. So that would work. And then I could put the other Kragers on the back with the tires that are already on them, and they would be fine for that. That's one option. Another option is I have these adapters, and these adapters will not fit this car, but these adapters will. So these adapters will adapt this from the Ford/Mopar lug pattern to the Chevrolet lug pattern, and then I could put those wheels that Mike had on the front of the Studebaker with those spun aluminum hubcaps on them, and that would work and fit. These appear to fit Chevrolet, and these might be Chevrolet to Chevrolet. Let me check and see if they fit this over. Yeah. Now, I think what these are, or were, I think they might have been just spacers. In fact, let me see if it says so on here. Sometimes they'll write it on the thing somewhere, but I know I did have some spacers. I actually had some spacers on the Rambler, and I might have brought those home with me. I don't know, but anyway, that doesn't matter. So I think what I'm going to do today is put these on here, put Mike's Studebaker/Chevrolet wheels on here. That way, that's Mr. Air Compressor. He likes to interrupt me while I'm talking. That way I can take these wheels off, turn them around black side out, put them on here. I can also paint and clean this up in here and make it pretty. And then I can put these on here, and I can put those others on the back. Now let's go get Mike's wheels and see how they work. And they are a pretty good bit smaller than what came off of that. I'm thinking like 2 inches. But I can still stick them on there while I'm working that Krager wheel over. And then I'd have some tires on this rather than have it sitting on a spare or sitting up on blocks. So I'm going to put this on. These actually have a mag wheel type wheel. It's one of those, I think it's like a Cutlass. I think Cutlass or some GM cars had these steel mag wheel kind of wheels. I'll show it to you when I get things set up. I'll go ahead and put that adapter in place, and then we'll slide that on there and we'll take a look. Another thing about sticking these on here, it'll give me a chance to drive this with a different set of tires on the front. I had probably about 5 inches of play in the steering wheel when I went to the, well, I knew it had some play. I've redone everything in this front end, I think except one piece. And I'm talking upper and lower ball joints. These big radius rods have new bearings in them. Every tie rod in, everything that has a joint is new in here, except for the piece, and they may call that an idler arm, that attaches to the frame that everything else hooks to. Haven't done that, but I'm not sure I need to. But you can adjust the steering column on these cars, and I thought I had done this one. The way you do it is there's a really obvious to me that Mr. Air Compressor is not the least bit interested in what I have to say. But what I was about to say is on top of the steering box, there's a screw that goes down through a nut, and you can loosen that nut and turn that screw, and what that does is it drives the steering gear and a pin that it works off of closer together, and you can sometimes get the play out of a steering wheel. And I did that on this car, and I got the play down to literally just about this much, so it's almost perfect. I noticed a little bit of something not quite comfortable with the driving and the front end, but then I had a tire going flat that I wasn't aware of, so that could have been a part of it. And there could be other issues. Sometimes certain tires just work better than other tires. So by putting these two on the front here, it'll give me a chance to drive this car and basically see how it feels with a different set of tires, with that set of tires on, if it feels any better or worse or anything like that. Sometimes the nuts on these things require a smaller socket to reach up in there. I'm gonna go get one. The other thing that these will do is it's going to give me a little wider stance on the front. You know, that was kind of a big thing they used to talk about, the wide track Pontiac, back when I was a kid, around '63. Basically, you know, all that was about was the wider your stance, or the wider the distance between your front tires, the better she goes into a corner. It's just like when you spread your legs, you know, you're standing up and you kind of spread your feet apart. It's less likely someone can knock you over from side to side than if you have your feet right together. Same theory applies to the whole idea of a wide stance or a wide track. So this is going to give us an extra inch on each side. Those tires I took off there are Michelin's, which are, you can't get a better tire, in my opinion, than them. So it'll be interesting to see how she drives like that. Y'all are probably out there saying, well, you don't have any jack stands under the car. No, I don't. And I don't have any legs or arms or fingers under there either. So sometimes for a quick tire swap, I might go without jack stands, just especially because I ain't going to put any of my body parts in the threatening position up under there. Now these things fit in such a way where this has to be pretty much centered for the socket to fit in there. What I'll probably do is give each one a little bit of a snug. I might have to loosen it, do it with I did the other side with a hand wrench, but maybe I can do it with this one if I go easy. So I'm going to take her for a ride just like that. That one looks like it could use some air. Let me take care of that. Check the air on both sides first.